I can't believe how great the last couple of Mancera fragrances that I've got my nose on have been. They have been so, so good. First with Tonka Cola from like a year or so ago, and now with AMORE CAFFE. These two are such delicious gourmands from Mancera. I keep wanting to explore the house even further and get my nose on more fragrances I might have missed out on. And still, I'm also waiting for the intense version of the red tobacco that's been very popular from the brand, but I wanted to put together a video on some of my favorite gourmands from the house of Mancera. Are you a fan of Mancera? Do you enjoy their fragrances? And let me know which fragrances you enjoy. So today, I'm going to give you a top 5 list of my favorite Mancera gourmands coming right up. Thanks so much for tuning in. It's Sebastian. Yes, we're talking about Mancera's gourmand fragrances, sweet gourmands from Mancera. And yes, I am featuring red tobacco in this video. It is, after all, gourmand-esque for me. It's got warm spices, vanilla, fruits, and things like that. So to me, it acts like a gourmand. But yes, as I was saying, Tonka Cola and AMORE CAFFE, two of the most delicious fragrances from this house, launched recently, and I can't get enough of the way they smell. They've done a really great job with these fragrances. Sure, sometimes Mancera fragrances can come off a bit synthetic, but once you get past that, you will enjoy these fragrances. And as I said, I have a top 5 list of gourmand fragrances from Mancera. And after watching this video, or maybe now, let me know what other gourmand fragrances I should check out from this house, because they have a vast catalog of fragrances and I enjoy the house, really do. And I'm kind of circling back to see what else is out there from the brand. But let's get started with the first fragrance at number 5. I am putting red tobacco at number 5 because it is, after all, a bit more not your traditional gourmand, but I'm putting it here in the list because it does act very gourmand to me. And yes, I am waiting for the flanker of this. Has anybody got their nose on it? Is it much more intense than the original red tobacco? Red tobacco is a beast if you haven't gotten your nose on it. It is a bit dirty, ashy, it's a bit smoky, and a bit animalic too of a fragrance, but then there's all the gourmand notes. So it's tobacco, there's vanilla, there's fruits here, there's apples for sure, vanilla for sure, and there's also oud here, some leathery touches from saffron, which adds that distinct spiciness with that note. And then of course there's like a holiday spice vibe with this as well, of cinnamon. It's pretty intense, very long lasting, super delicious to me. The oud doesn't overpower, the animalics don't overpower. It's just a nice balance of all of the notes together. And again, I'm putting it here at number 5 because I prefer, I shouldn't say I prefer, I think the fragrances that come after this do act more gourmand, but I wanted to feature this because I wear it because it's warm, spicy, vanillic, and fruity at the same time. So this is red tobacco at number 5. Do let me know if any of you have gotten your nose on the flanker, the intense or extreme version that's coming out from Mancera. When is it launching here in the States? Because I'd like to get my nose on that as well and compare the two, because I've been a fan of red tobacco for a while and I'd like to see what the new version's all about. So next we're talking about a vanillic fragrance. It's Velvet Vanilla, this one right here. So this one, to me, it's kind of in the idea of Love Don't Be Shy from the house of Bykilian. Love Don't Be Shy being the marriage of vanillic, marshmallow, caramel notes with white floral notes, but more about citrus floral notes like neroli, orange blossom. In this case with Velvet Vanilla though, it's vanillic, gourmand, caramelly notes, but this time with white flowers, not necessarily citrus flowers, and like a tuberose presence as well. So if you like the idea of Love Don't Be Shy, it's super delicious. I really love that combination. Although, you know, Bykilian's Love Don't Be Shy has been butchered to death, and people still keep coming to me and telling me, oh my God, I totally get what you're talking about. That fragrance has been reformulated to death. It's not the same. I bought the black bottle. It was super strong. Now the new bottle is super weak. Yes, we get that. But if you're looking for that kind of an idea, and with a tuberose white floral edge, not focusing on citrus floral notes, a Velvet Vanilla is definitely one you should try. So of course it's vanilla, tuberose, white musk. There's a bit of fruitiness here with pear. There's Angelica and Jasmine and tuberose. Yeah, I mentioned the tuberose twice. Yeah, I think the tuberose is pretty prominent in this one, but it's nicely meshed with the vanilla note, and it does come off very syrupy, sweet, ambery, and sticky a little bit as well. But I feel like the white floral notes that are in here do freshen the fragrance up, so there's a bit of a fresh edge. But vanilla is always a very warm note to me, so it's nice balancing act of warm and fresh notes together. I do enjoy this one, but it's ranked here at number 4 because I prefer the other ones a bit more. But still, if you're into the idea of white floral notes, you know, vanilla, sweet caramelly type notes, definitely check out Velvet Vanilla, because I think they've done a great job with that one. It's super delicious. And sometimes you want this very interesting combo of white flowers and gourmand notes like vanilla, don't you? All right, next we're going to the beach with a fragrance called Holidays. This one right here. I've been a fan of Holidays for some time when I started discovering beachy fragrances, because to me this is a beachy fragrance. It's an overdose of coconut and tropical beachy floral notes like Tiare flower, and then they've thrown in the yellow floral note of Ylang-Ylang, and of course there's warm notes of vanilla and sandalwood. So the fragrance wears very milky, creamy, sandalwood, vanilla, coconut, you know, all mixed together to give you this kind of an effect. And then you have the overdose of the Tiare flower. It does smell like the beach. It does smell like suntan lotion and things like that. And that Ylang-Ylang throws in a bit more of a floral, tropical, floral edge to the fragrance. I really, really like this one. There's a bit of a sandy effect as well. Just imagine, you know, being on the beach, smelling the flora and the fauna of the beach and the floral notes, because it's warm out there. The flowers are baking in the sun, heating up, fragrance escaping from these flowers, hitting your nose, along with a marine edge as well, because there's some marine notes in this one too, to kind of contrast with the beachiness. So I really love this one. It's kind of a tropical beachy gourmand, super delicious, and here I've ranked it at number 3 because I really, really love it. But again, if I had my hands on some other Mancera gourmand fragrances, perhaps that list will be moved around. This is what I have right now, and we're going to number 2, and number 2 is the first 2 fragrances I spoke to you about that I discovered within the last couple of weeks. So it's Tonka Cola here at number 2. It's a really, really great fragrance. I wasn't sure about this one, although I was excited about it when I heard about it, but I was wondering, is it going to be a cherry fragrance? Because I'm kind of getting bored of cherry. Is cherry's time come and gone yet already? Because we're seeing a ton of cherry fragrances. We've got Sospiro that just launched maraschino recently. But yeah, I'm a bit bored of cherry, so I was a bit scared about this one. The cherry is here. It does provide a fruitiness, but this fragrance is not about the cherry, thankfully. It features notes of fizzy cola, Brazilian tonka beans, black cherries, and cinnamon. So first of all, it has a very warm, spicy holiday vibe. For me, it does that. And then it's a cola, so it has that frizziness, and also the tonka, which provides you that bitter almondy edge. So if you've ever tasted bitter almonds, you kind of get an idea of the smell of this fragrance. Just imagine that bitterness, you know, in a great, you know, fragrance form. But the fizziness is really, really great. You do have that sweet, fizzy, sparkling, effervescent cola meshed with the tonka beans, the tonka, the nuttiness, the almondiness in there, and also maybe slight dirty tobacco ash in there as well from the tonka beans. But then the black cherries come in, and it's like, wow, cherries, tonka, they always appear together for some strange reason. Even way back when cherry as a note was not very popular, there were tonka fragrances that people say it's got a cherry vibe. So there's something that they do in the perfumery that cherries do appear, and it's always combined with nutty notes. So the tonka beans does have that kind of almondy edge. But again, this is a super, super amazing fragrance. I really, really love it. I'm surprised at how good it is, and that's why I'm doing this video. Not only because of the launch of this fragrance, which is here at number 2, Tonka Cola from Mancera, but most importantly, this one, AMORE CAFFE from the house of Mancera. Have you gotten your nose on this one yet? Again, I can't believe how great this fragrance is. It's really, really a delicious fragrance. Really, really absolutely love it. AMORE CAFFE is basically an affogato come to life. If you've ever had affogato, I'm addicted to them. I'm a coffee addict. So if I take my favorite type of ice cream, which is vanilla, I just love it vanilla. Just obsessed with vanilla ice cream, and then, you know, drizzle it with espresso on top and have that as a treat. I can do that every day and be very, very happy. And that's basically what you get with AMORE CAFFE from Mancera. It's a super delicious combination. Sure, the espresso or the coffee note that's in here does wear off and you're left with a spicy vanilla fragrance with some hints of the coffee. But when it starts out, you're basically swimming in an affogato. If you've never had an affogato, please go have it. It's one of my favorite desserts to have. But this is basically an inspiration of that. It's vanilla ice cream, black coffee, vanilla amaretto liqueur, and there's 3 different types of vanilla listed in here. So it's an overdose of vanilla. And there's some spicy notes that do come in here. It does get very spicy, as I said. Recently featured this in the spiciest vanilla fragrances video. And I feel like not only there's a spicy edge from spices in here, but also the espresso provides a bit of spiciness in this fragrance as well. But it's a really, really delicious fragrance. If you haven't tried it and you love vanilla with a light edge of coffee, and you've already had affogatos in the past and you know what I'm talking about, then you must get your nose on it. And again, I do want to mention or bring this up. Sometimes Mancera fragrances do come off a bit synthetic. They do, with the types of notes they use. But I feel like Tonka Cola and AMORE CAFFE are 2 of the best fragrances they've given us for us in the recent times, within the last couple of years. So I'm curious to see what else they're going to come up with. Definitely curious, and also want to dig into some of their older releases that I haven't gotten my nose on that might be leaning gourmand. But this stuff is amazing. Do check it out. AMORE CAFFE here at number 1. And let me know what your thoughts are on these fragrances. Have you sampled them? Are you interested in getting your nose on them? What other Mancera fragrance do you recommend that you consider sweet, gourmand, delicious? Put a comment down below so I can find out. Either way, guys, thanks so much for watching today's video. Please like this video. Please share it. Follow me on Instagram and Facebook. And I'll be back with more videos very soon. Have a good one. Goodbye. Okay, 2 more bonus options for you. One I left off because I featured it also in the bonus section in the Valentine's video yesterday. This is Mancera's Roses Vanille. Yeah, it's super delicious and it does remind me of Intense Cafe. It's that delicious combination of gourmand notes with roses. It's a great fragrance. If you like Intense Cafe, perhaps check this one out. They're close but not identical. They have some different twists to the fragrance between one another, but I really like the delicious combination of the rose with the gourmand notes. And with this one, it's Turkish Delight with rose. There's lemons. There's an intense vanilla note. It wears really, really gorgeous. Again, one of the best fragrances from this house, but I left it as a bonus. It's a delicious, sweet gourmand, but it's been over spoken about, so I'm leaving it here as a bonus. This is Roses Vanille. And then another one that's not super gourmand, but it has gourmand notes. It's Mancera's Crazy for Oud. This one right here. It's an oud fragrance with gourmand notes, but it also has leather. So it's the oud leather, tiramisu. There's rose here, violet, patchouli. And the tiramisu really appears towards the mid and the dry down. It gets really creamy, a bit coffee, a bit milky lactonic, but sweet vanillic. And it's a great combination if you like the idea of oud with the kind of gourmand notes. There is a hint of rose in this as well. Definitely it's there, it appears. And it might hint a little bit at Roses Vanille, but not quite, because this is an overdose of oud and leather. But that tiramisu creaminess and the coffee-like qualities does give you a bit of, smoothing over the roughness of the oud that's in here. But a really great fragrance. It's a gourmand fragrance for non-gourmand lovers because, as I said, the oud is pretty prominent. So Crazy for Oud from Mancera and Roses Vanille, both really, really great here at the bonus section for the video. But like I said, do let me know if you have any other sweet gourmand favorites from Mancera. I know they're a huge house, really, really big house with a lot of fragrances. In fact, go to the extent of letting me know what do you consider sweet gourmand that are addictive from the house of Montal as well, since they are sister houses, because both of them do make really, really great fragrances. And again, I'm really, really happy with these latest 2 from Mancera. Tonka Cola and AMORE CAFFE. I think both of them are perfect and perfectly delicious, addictive fragrances from Mancera. And hopefully you guys get a chance to get your noses on them. Anyway, thanks so much for watching today. Have a good one. Bye-bye.